Welcome to more Worldwide Edition, everyone. Okay, so this video is actually post-commentary. Why do you ask? Well, that's because, oh my god, searching for the freaking goals is bullshit. Okay, anyway, let me talk about how to actually search for them. So, the goals, there are 5 of them. The best way to search for them is, obviously you gotta keep dueling or just talking to passengers until you get an announcement. Now, I didn't record the announcement this first time because I forgot to, but you'll see it after this first duel. It's just like, this is an urgent news report. Like, you'll see the announcement. Once that happens, around the place where you're at is where you're going to be getting the goals to appear within this next week. More than likely, you're going to encounter one of the goals. Like, it's pretty freaking obvious that you will. So, like I said, the announcement already happened, but I didn't get it on screen this first time. But if you just keep going to passengers around this area where you're at, which means that the one area where the announcement was made, as well as the areas adjacent to it, you're gonna get this. And there we go. That's the first person, Odion. So, I know, like, it's kind of like random. You know how I just like made time pass forward, but let me just quickly explain why. First of all, it takes approximately 4 weeks or so, so a total of about, maybe, 7 days and 1, so about 42 days or so. 42. 28. Dude, I was thinking of, sorry, math is off. 28 days. Which essentially means 28 duels. I'm not going to be showing 28 more duels on screen with the same people that you already saw. You saw me duel every single person at the moment who was possible to duel with. But let me just say that it would get pretty repetitive. Now, about this duel, I actually had to storm this guy, and for some damn reason he did not have a single card that could actually negate spells and traps, so that's awesome. Which pretty much leaves him, for a direct attack. Pretty cool. But yeah, about the goals. Eventually, after about 4 weeks or so, after like around the time I finish, so a total of maybe 5 or 6 weeks, what you're going to be seeing is that announcement randomly. It's going to be like an urgent news report. And what's going to be happening in that report is that it'll say that there are goals. Pretty much like robbing people everywhere in Battle City. Once that happens, only select passengers. Don't do duels, select passengers. Talk to them. More than likely, what's going to happen is that you're going to, be seeing a scene like that, in which that happened, there was a goal and then it turned out to be Odion. There are a total of 5. Now I should make a note and say that whenever you do defeat the first goal, which for me would be Odion, after you beat him you obtain a rare pack of cards, so 5 rarer cards, not super rare, but pretty good cards. And then, all of the goals from the urgent news report are pretty much gone. They just vanish temporarily. You cannot duel any more goals until you see that scene again, which is approximately 2 weeks or so later, Every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks or so, the news report will happen again, and then you'll be able to finally go to the goals again, and from that point it's pretty repetitive. So, yeah, this entire video, like I said, is all 5 goals, which is why it's post-commentary. Keep in mind, yes, keep in mind that it would take forever in order to do this all on screen. It seriously would. So, that's kind of the main reason why I decided to do this, and keep it off screen in a way, like all the time in between, because it would just take too damn long. I would have to be showing about 2 weeks or so within every single goal, which would make this LP like 50 videos long. And honestly, what the hell kind of Yu-Gi-Oh game should be 50 videos long? Seriously, Yu-Gi-Oh in general are shorter games because it's just too repetitive, so they're shorter for a Let's Play, but somewhat time-consuming for an actual playthrough, But as far as Let's Plays go, people generally want to see progress in the game, not the same exact boring shit all the time. And that's the main reason why I tend to cut a lot in Let's Plays like this, where it's the same thing. I've seen other Let's Plays like, for example, The Eternal of Soul. That game took me 9 videos with about 25 minutes or so, per video. I've seen some Let's Plays that have reached like 50 videos. Now, granted, some of them were like 10 to 15 minute videos each, so you could have that or something. It's still like 25 though. Like, that's kind of ridiculous, honestly. It is. It really, really is. Because, I don't really see the point of doing too much repetitiveness, Anyway, time for a cut. Did you see that cut? This is the urgent news report that I'm talking about. This thing happens. When this happens, basically the goals are on the city for the next week. It is your job to find them. The best way to find them is to go to that same exact spot that you're in and select a passenger. More than likely you're going to find one. Usually you don't. That time I did, see? I mean, what do you mean usually? Sorry, rarely you don't, I meant. More than likely you'll find one, rarely you don't. If you don't sweat it, just simply select the same screen again, and you'll eventually get one within that week. So this one has a goal number 2 in. He is known as Strings. Okay, so I just got a freaking text message, let's see what this says. Okay, man, the struggle is real when it comes to speeches. Thank you. That's literally what the person told me. Now, some of you may be thinking, why are you reading a text message to the public? Well, first of all, you don't know who sent that. I did not say the name, not even the first name only, you know? Nothing at all. I didn't even say the first or last name. Second of all, it was a text message that was not private. Like, I mean, okay, all texts are private, I get it, but like, it was a message that didn't have anything too, like, private within the message. It just says that the struggle's real in speeches. I mean, that's it. I mean, what the hell? Speeches are hard for most people. They are. And I think the main reason why is because it's something that most people, or most institutions, most schools don't actually train students in. Like, usually in any like middle school or high school class, you'll have like, what, one group presentation the entire year? Or maybe 2, and that's it? Or like just one presentation? That's not enough public speaking skills. I mean, just think about it. Think about how much homework you have to do, how many assignments, how much writing, how many papers you have to write, how many exams you have to take, how much studying throughout one class in 1 year. That's a shitload. Like, that's a lot, I'm just saying. So, people, you know, are trained for that. Like, you start doing that in elementary school, in middle school, high school, you know, so you're trained for that. Like, by the time you're a senior in high school, you know this shit. Like, you know how to write papers, you know how to take exams, you know strategies on how to, you know, be better in the Scantron exams. You know how to do assignments, you know, homework, you know how, like, you know the concepts in class because we talk about them like all the freaking time. You know how to read well, you know, all that stuff. So, you know a lot. But the one thing that we don't do consistently is actually public speaking. You know, you have, like I said, 1 or 2 presentations in the entire semester or year, you know, so that's not enough training, which is why people are scared, which is why people don't know how to do it, which is why people are really bad at it in general. The exception would be if you actually major in communication studies, or a major similar to that focuses on public speaking. I'm actually a communication studies major, and let me tell you, I love public speaking. Oh my god, people, like, I freaking love that. And then, my professors have just told me pretty much nothing but positive feedback, you know, when it comes to public speaking. Also, I'm sure some of you know this, but I worked as a SOAR advisor over the summer, and oh wow, it's interesting. It's also really fun, but it's very nerve-wracking for some people because it involves a lot of public speaking. Basically, a SOAR advisor at Long Beach State, you know, California State University of Long Beach, where I'm from, is essentially somebody who works in SOAR. SOAR is what's the word? Basically, it's this thing that we have for all incoming freshmen and transfer students, you know, freshmen from high school and transfers from a community college. And basically, everybody who goes into our university is required to have that, you know, advising day. And the advising day means that us SOAR advisors will be talking about the school, we'll be giving a tour of the school, we'll be giving a presentation once we're inside a classroom, you know, to all of them, like basically campus safety regulations and like how to get involved in campus, all that stuff. And then after that, we give another presentation, and that time about classes and registering for classes and shit. All that good stuff, all of it. And like, I freaking love it, man. I love it a lot. It's all public speaking, basically. Like, 80% of being a good SOAR advisor is public speaking skills. The other 20% micromanaging, all that stuff, you know, it's very interesting, to say the least. I mean, I don't have a better word. Anyway, the third duelist we must duel is Umbra and Loomis. Now, Umbra and Loomis in the Eternal Duel of Soul, let me tell you, are actually very annoying duelists. In the Eternal Duel of Soul, they have this thing that we in real life call a bounce deck. It's a bouncing deck. Bouncers are essentially decks that focus not on destruction, but on returning cards to the hand. For example, in the Eternal Duel of Soul, there was a lot of penguin soldiers from them, Hanes, a bunch of other annoying stuff. Oh my god, like, it's a lot of just returning cards to the hand, which it gets very annoying. And there was also Giant True Name and all that stuff, you know. And yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like it. In this one, it's a little bit, like, easier for some reason. I mean, yes, they have stronger cards like beatdown monsters, but they focus more on the masks. Now, the reason why they focus on the masks in this game is because, well, the anime, that's what they did, but keep in mind that in the Eternal Soul, the Labyrinth of Nightmare booster pack cards were not actually released, with the exception of the ones that were already in Japanese. For example, Gemini Elf. Gemini Elf is a card that was already one of the first Japanese cards, you know, in the TCG. So that's why it was in that game, despite it being a Labyrinth of Nightmare card. In general, Labyrinth of Nightmare cards were not in that game, you know, just a few exceptions like Gemini Elf. But because Labyrinth of Nightmare came out and because that booster pack is known to have pretty much the majority of the mask cards, like Mask of Weakness, Mask of Restrict, Mask of the Accursed, Mask of Dispel, even the Mask Beast and Curse of the Mask Beast, you know, all that stuff. Look at that, Mask of Weakness. So, yeah, you know, because of all that, they decided to reinforce their deck with those cards, and in my opinion, the deck is actually easier to deal with in this game than the Eternal Duel of Soul, because they get rid of bounce cards in place of mask cards, which generally are not that great. I mean, there's a few. Mask of Restrict is actually a very unique card, in that no tributes can be made whatsoever. But other cards like Mask of Weakness, I mean, why would you have Mask of Weakness? There's a card called Rush Recklessly, which is way better. Rush Recklessly reduces the attack of a monster by 700. Mask of Weakness does the same. The difference is that Rush Recklessly is a quick play spell card, whereas Mask of Weakness is a trap card. Tell me what's better. Generally speaking, quick plays with a similar effect would be better. I mean, that's also why Castle Walls and Reinforcements are such terrible cards. Because Rush Recklessly and, what's the other one? The Reliable Guardian are the improved versions of them, you know? That's also why Mask of Weakness is shitty. Okay, so here's the fourth goal, and this is actually Arkana. So I didn't talk about this, but in this game there's a total of 6 Rare Hunters. In the Eternal Duel of Soul there were 5. There were Arkana, Rare Hunter, Umbra and Loomis, Strings, and then Merrick Ishtar. In this game, there's the same 4 that I just mentioned, but then there's a 5th underling, and that is Odion, which is known as the best of the underlings. And then there's Merrick Ishtar as a 6th, so yep. Basically, Odion is the newest one, and then Merrick Ishtar has been for, like, sure promoted as the leader. In the Eternal Duel of Soul, there wasn't, really anything that made Merrick stand out. In this game, there is, because you'll see the pyramid thing, actually, in the next episode, which will be back to, live commentary. Oh my god, why do I feel so freaking tired and dizzy right now? What the heck? Why do I feel, like, tired all of a sudden? Like, that's weird. Like, I just wanna... Just kidding, I'm not actually snoring. But seriously, like, oh my god, like, you know that one random dizzy thing that happens to you, which is like rarely? It just happened to me, like, I just, bam, like, out of nowhere, I just became really freaking dizzy. And I'm like, why? Why the hell am I like this? What the heck? What the heck, man? Oh, that's weird. Maybe it's that Subway I had. Freaking Subway, man. Like, jeez. I mean, no, I'm not criticizing Subway for that. Subway is interesting, though. I mean, it's good, but it doesn't fill you up unless you seriously stack up your sandwich. But then again, if you seriously stack up your sandwich with a lot of shit, it kind of defeats the purpose of eating healthier for Subway, you know? Which is one thing that I try to avoid, like not put too much garbage in my Subway. But like I said, by not putting that, yes, it's healthier, but I don't feel full. Which essentially means I have to eat more food. And if I have to eat more food, then that sucks because I'll be eating more calories, which I was trying to avoid in the first place by eating Subway, which is generally veggies. Like, what the heck? Like, either way, you're screwed. Like, in this freaking world, you know, like, the food that fills you up is either fattening or you have to eat a lot of healthier food, which essentially offsets the reason why you're gonna eat healthy food. Like, freaking society, man. God damn it. Anyway, back in the duel here, you know, I was I was like, what should I do here? You know, because I didn't have any monsters, and I was actually like a little bit worried. Because keep in mind that I was losing by this point, in life points, and I was also not having any monsters. But eventually I did Graceful Charity, and that helps a lot for sure. So in here I got rid of Jinzo, and also Fissure. Interesting of me, right? Okay, so that was Mirror Force, and in here I made a desperate move. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just use Solemn Judgment. Yes, I'm gonna pay 3,300 life points, but I'm doing it to inflict 1,900 life points to you. Is it worth it? You know, paying 3,300 to do 1,900 to the opponent? Generally speaking, no. But, I don't know now. Here I was attacking, I was like, luckily I have Magic Cylinder. Now by this point I'm running out of resources, you know? And I'm like, oh shit. But then I'm like, oh, I have Change of Heart, and I drew a monster, which means I win a duel. Yep, you pretty much win the duel. And that's that. Now, here's the funny thing. He has a freaking monster right now. First of all, it's a weak card for a Rare Hunter to have. Second of all, it's not even the Spellcaster. Like, if you have a shitty Spellcaster in your deck, okay, that's one thing, but it's not even a Spellcaster, it's a Warrior. Like, Arkana is a Spellcaster Dark Magician user, you know? Like, what the heck? Does not make much sense to me, but then again, what does in these freaking Yu-Gi-Oh games, you know? Like, it's so bad, like, oh my god, because in the Yu-Gi-Oh games, they just don't follow the decks or even archetypes that the anime has. Like, for example, if you do a Weevil in a lot of these games, you'll see that he has like maybe 5 insects in his whole deck, and then the rest are like a bunch of random ass monsters, and you're like, what the hell, game? He's supposed to be an insect user, you know? Anyway, and here, we will witness the final, yes, the final goal. Now it's here, there he is, and who could it be? Who could it be? This Rare Hunter who I could see is actually Rare Hunter, believe it or not. Yeah, he's called Rare Hunter, like, I always find it so hilarious that he's called a Rare Hunter. Like, what? The Rare Hunter is the term that you use for Rare Hunters in general. So why would you call a Rare Hunter Rare Hunter? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't, you know? I don't know, it's just stupid of me to think of that maybe, but... oh god, oh boy. Man, like... I mean, I'm talking right now, but I'm also on my phone, which I really shouldn't be. Like, what the hell am I doing, man? Seriously? Like, cause really. Like, I shouldn't be doing this because I'm distracted, but no, I mean, honestly, Facebook right now, don't go on it. There's hate on both sides everywhere, like, oh, it's ridiculous. Like, I go to Facebook, and I look at the first post, and it's some person preaching about one side, you know, and you get comments like, yeah, I preach, you go girl, or you go dude, you know? And then you see hate comments in there, and I'm like, what the heck? Then you scroll down a bit further to the next post, and it's some other freaking guy, like, supporting Donald Trump, and then you're like, WTF. Like, what the hell, man? Like, it's not like I automatically would hate every single Trump supporter ever, no, but, I'm sure everybody has their story, but don't freaking celebrate or preach the side, because that's getting, like, on either side, really, like, oh my god, it's hard to explain, but, like, it just seems that no matter what you do right now, you're gonna get hate. Like, you're gonna get hate, so I'm just, like, avoiding social media, like, posting shit, I'm just avoiding it, like, I seriously am. It's ridiculous that it had to come to this, but it just did, you know, it just did. But anyway, Rare Hunter, okay, let's talk about Rare Hunter. He uses Exodia. I'm sure you knew that, though. I'm sure you knew that. Because, like, I mean, seriously? So, Rare Hunter likes to put monsters in attack mode, generally. I'm just saying. Also, what day is it today? Oh, shoot, it's... what the heck? It's Saturday? Oh my god. Like, it didn't occur to me until now, you know? It's seriously, like, Jesus. Like, I mean, this week, I had Thursday off from school because my class got canceled. My professor was like, I gotta be in Philadelphia, you know? So, I was like, yeah, awesome, you know? But now it's already Saturday. Like, where the hell did the freaking time go? Like, that's ridiculous because, like, I was gonna use this entire weekend to record a bunch of videos, and well, I have recorded some. I haven't done a lot, so I'm behind, man. Like, it's so bad, but there was one point where I was like, I'm gonna be doing 3 uploads a day for each series I'm doing, which I know is like a lot of videos, 6 a day, but I thought I could do it, and then I did it for about 2 weeks, and after that, it just stopped. Like, the only game I've been keeping up with every single day, 3 uploads, has been World of Final Fantasy. Every other one, like Luigi's Mansion that I did, these Yu-Gi-Oh games, Spiral Season Wise, like, I'm so behind, man. Like, I'll be lucky if I can upload 2, let alone 1. Like, Jesus, man, that's ridiculous, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Okay, so like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, what the heck? Sorry, I'm just... Freaking notifications, man, like, they're annoying. They really are annoying. But anyway, more about this. If there is anything else to talk about, not really though. I mean, that's that. So once you defeat all 5 goals, you will be taken to the pyramid. Now, it takes you automatically, but I'm going to be splitting the video, and I'm going to be going back into live commentary in the next episode, so I'm going to actually stop it right here. So, if you enjoyed this episode in any way, please be sure to leave a like. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everyone.